The Ramatlabama border was recently plagued by administrative delays, leaving trucks stranded for days about 2 weeks ago. With Christmas travel expected to peak, we now go live to reporter Thabiso Moss, who's on the ground assessing the situation for us. So, Thabiso, what can you tell us? Have the issues now been resolved?
2 weeks ago, the situation was a bit bad as far as the long queues, trucks that were queuing here, about 5 kilometer long queue that we have seen here 2 weeks ago. But even now, we still see some queue, even though the situation is different from 2 weeks ago. As we are seeing, there are some few trucks that are queuing here. But what we understand now is that at the Botswana side, they need to create the spaces. The space is not that big, so they need to create a bit of space for other trucks to cross the border to Botswana from here in South Africa. So they need to create a bit of space that side of Botswana for trucks, so that some of the trucks can cross the border to Botswana. And we earlier spoke to some of these truck drivers who were telling us about their trip around South Africa. That one of them is telling us that he's from, or he told us that he's from Durban. So he spoke about the state of infrastructure and also traffic volumes where he came from. He spoke about Marian Hill, that there was a long queue there because he spent about an hour on the queue just to pass through that. But in terms of the situation as far as trucks are concerned here, the queue is not that long as compared to a week or two ago in Kolisi.
And of course, what are some of the people there saying? I don't know if you've managed to actually have a chat with some of them.
Yeah, I spoke to some of the people that were crossing the border from Botswana coming here to South Africa. Some of them are tourists from India and Kolisi. They spoke to us that they came here they started in Botswana, they visited Botswana, and before they came to South Africa. So they are on their way to Cape Town. They'll spend some few days there in Cape Town before they go back to India. Also talking to us about the road safety in South Africa around this time of the year. One of them telling us that he's used to visiting South Africa around this time of the year. So he's telling us that he feels safe. He also spoke about the state of infrastructure in South Africa, that is not that bad because as compared to other regions in Southern Africa. That's what he told us. And also some of the residents that we spoke to, motorists that we spoke to are from Botswana. One of them telling us that they are on their way to Taung, which is on the western side of this province, and they are going to spend their holidays there in Taung. So that's some of the tourists that we spoke to, or some of the people that we spoke to earlier on policy.